allowed to say yeah. If you
Yes,
say sure.
please start.
Yes, go! Okay, sorry. When people say sure, it makes me feel like they're lying.
Sure.
Sure. Welcome back to another episode of Bibliophiles Audiophiles. This week we are doing The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley.
Woo.
Foley. I love how I ask every single time, because I don't remember.
Well, we had that one argument about how the last name is pronounced, so, you're now second-guessing yourself.
Tennis shoes.
Sneakers.
Here is the description on Storygraph. Jess needs a fresh start. She's broke and alone, and she just left her job under less than ideal circumstances. Her half-brother Ben didn't sound thrilled when she asked if she could crash with him for a bit, but he didn't say no, and surely everything will look better from Paris. Only when she shows up to find a very nice apartment, could Ben really have afforded this? He's not there. The longer Ben stays missing, the more Jess starts to dig into her brother's situation, and the more questions she has. Ben's neighbors are an eclectic bunch, and not particularly friendly. Jess may have come to Paris to escape her past, but it's starting to look like it's Ben's future that's in question. The socialite, the nice guy, the alcoholic, the girl on the verge, the concierge, everyone's a neighbor, everyone's a suspect, and everyone knows something they're not telling.
Dun dun dun.
Word. And this is the content warnings. Murder, blood, death, trafficking, suicide, and death of a parent.
Lovely, ain't it?
Did it say alcoholism? There is alcoholism in the book.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so I would want to say that one as well.
Okay, so
Madame?
the average rating is a 3.55. So my first review that I found is a 3.5 star. Wild plot twist. This one kind of reminds me of The Guest List, which is another book by Lucy Foley. In terms of character types and the general arc of the story and major plot points. I think Lucy Foley does a really good job of integrating the surroundings into a story and making them an essential part of the narrative, which makes sense, I guess, because this book is literally called The Paris Apartment. I would hope it would be heavy on the Parisian.
Yeah, it really was. I really liked it.
Yeah, I agree. 4 star. Really enjoyed this and had some really, really good twists that I was not expecting, and I was very intrigued the whole time. Pretty easy to get through, too. However, it did feel like it was missing something. I don't know what, but it just didn't feel like it was as good as it could have been. LOL. Je ne sais quoi, which it means, I don't know what that means or something like that.
Oh.
Which is French, so that's why I had to say it.
Yeah.
5-star one says, I can't stop thinking about Mimi. What a deranged little angel.
I'm sorry, deranged little angel?
Yeah.
I love it.
2 stars. The book pulled through in the end, but overall I did not enjoy most of this book. And then a 3-star, okay, I love the cast of characters in this one, and the twists were all thought out and entertaining. Only complaint is it felt a little long. I was listening to the audiobook, which took a good chunk of time, but other than that, thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I like the guest list better still. Oh, and then I had to include this 2.75 star, because the review, all it says is fine.
Nice.
Fine.
Fine. How are you doing? Fine. Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah, this book was 384 pages, so it was rather lengthy.
Was it 384? I thought it was like 70 something. 370.
Oh, I was like, there's only 70 some pages. It is not on KU. It is $14.99 on Kindle.
Which is the only reason why I didn't get it on Kindle.
Yeah. We got this one from McKay's, didn't we?
Yeah. We got it for $16 at McKay's, which I think, according to the back of the book, it's originally like $28.99.
Yeah.
So we got it for...
Well, we could have got it for the same price on Kindle then.
Yeah, but we saw it at McKay's first.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I remember when I saw it, like, sounds like a really romantic moment, but, we were walking...
You locked eyes.
I locked eyes with this book. But, we were down one of the aisles. I think it was the romance.
I think it was romance.
And there was a lady standing in front of it, and I saw it. Like, it was just sitting there perfectly, like,
when the
facing
lady
me on the
moved
shelf.
to the side.
No, she didn't move. She, like... And I didn't want to ask her to move so I could touch the book, because the book cover looks fascinating.
I love the book cover. The pink and the darks.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, I didn't go to it, but then at one point you had it in your hand, and I'm like, that's the book I was looking at.
Oh, really?
It was. And then I went back and got it. So we both got the same book.
Okay, I was going to say, did I give you my copy? Because you can keep it if you want it. Anyways, yeah, everyone... Oh, no, wait.
A trigger warning? Not trigger warnings. James! James, come in.
There's some spoilers coming up, sweetie. You better cover your ears.
Everyone definitely hates Ben. Because, like, she's walking around trying to figure everything out, and everyone's just like, we're not going to talk about that guy.
I feel like Ben is a very overused main character name, though.
Benjamin? Yeah.
Benjamin.
Benny.
You have a cousin, Ben.
I do.
Sorry, Ben, but...
He's never going to listen to this.
No.
He's too cool for this.
That's true. But I feel like it's such an overused name.
It is.
As a main character.
Every Ben that I have ever read about is usually dumb in some sort of way. And that makes me really happy because my cousin's kind of dumb. So I'm just gonna like, hey, yeah. It comes with a name, apparently. Benjamin Franklin. Yeah,
Betty Franks.
Benny Franks.
Oh,
everyone hated him.
What?
Everyone hated him.
Yeah.
It was kind of deserved, though. But
was it?
We'll get there.
Was it?
I feel like it was.
I gotta think about it. But you know what? The book was giving only murders in the building.
That's what I wrote. That was my third note.
That was my second.
Instead of giving only murders in the building with Selena Gomez. Because that's our jam. That is our
jam right now.
Yeah, I'm so glad that they're doing weekly episodes now.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
It's our jam. So, like, this was it.
I kept just expecting Selena Gomez to roll in. I was imagining the main girl as Selena Gomez, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know what she looked like because I just saw Selena Gomez.
But she's British. Not Selena Gomez, this main character is. I kept forgetting that because
I did
in my
too.
head, I was hearing their voices as American because...
I know, because every time I read a book and it's like mentions like Irish or British or something, I'm like, why? And I'm like, oh yeah, because this isn't an American book.
Yeah.
Jess is dumb. Jessie, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
She walks in his apartment. She sees a cat. It's got blood on its fur.
Yeah.
There's no towels. There's a chemical smell. No answer from Ben.
There's a big bleach stain on the floor.
There's a big bleach stain on the floor, and she's like, this is fine. We're fine. I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you?
She didn't even take a shower. I think she just went to bed.
Yeah.
And then took a shower in the morning or something like that.
Like, she
and not even
found,
in the bed.
Panties in his bed. Yeah, and I'm just like, and you still slept there? She slept on the bed,
I'm just having flashbacks of stuff that happened in the book just now. Okay, yeah.
But no, like, the cat just got dried blood on it, and she's like, oh, are you okay? My brother's missing. Are you okay, cat? And I'm like, bro, the cat's fine.
Did she even feed the cat that whole time that she was
there? I don't remember it mentioning her feeding it. I just remember it mentioning, like, 3 times in the entire book, maybe.
The cat?
Yeah.
Yeah. I kept thinking about that cat.
Baby.
Like, I really kept thinking about that cat. And I'm like, is she feeding that cat? Because she's got, like, no money to her name.
Yeah.
And, like, what if the cat runs out of food?
Yeah.
You know?
Are all French people rude, or is it just because she sucks? Because, like, every time she talked to somebody, they were rude to her. Like, from the people in the building, like...
Theo wasn't that mean to her.
Theo was pretty nice. But, like, didn't they end up together at the end?
No, and that made me sad.
I thought they did.
They hooked up.
Yeah. Didn't he go to jail or something?
No.
Who's Theo?
Theo?
Yeah.
Theo's the guy she met who, like, Ben works for. The editor.
Yeah, okay, alright, yeah.
They did not end up together at the end.
Listen,
and that made me really sad.
I'm all the way in November. When it comes to reading books, I'm way ahead. This was 2 months ago for me.
I'm sorry.
This is yesterday for you.
It really was.
Yeah. Okay, that was my next note. Theo seems sketchy, but Jess has no one else.
Really? Because, what did I write?
It seemed to me like he was, like, the first meeting, it seemed to me like he was just trying to get the story from her. Because he was like, if you do anything, let me know.
That's the whole journalist state of mind, though.
Yeah, like, I tried to overlook that. I said the only other person she has is Nick, who's super nice and knows Ben. Why not go with the nice guy?
I feel like...
I thought he was nice at the end.
I was like, yeah, but also at the same time, I'm like, there's still... Because, like, the really cool thing that I did like about this book is how it jumped from every single person's point of view.
Yes.
So, I mean, aside from Ben's, because we didn't know where Ben was until the end.
Yeah.
But...
like the last chapter, I think.
It jumped to everyone's point of views. And the other thing I really liked about it, too, is that all the chapters were short.
Yeah.
So, like, you didn't dive into too many details in the chapters.
It's giving they both die at the end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And did you notice that on some chapters it was timestamped too?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice that until like 42 pages in.
Yeah, I love that.
I wrote that down because
I love it when books timestamp. I don't know why.
It helps.
I like numbers.
It helps you like visualize better like what happens, because a lot of times it's kind of like ambiguous. That's the word.
Yeah.
Where you don't.
It helps me keep up.
Yeah.
Like I know when something's happening.
Yeah.
Poor Mimi. She seems so sweet and startled, and I wrote she's probably dead next. Because
I wouldn't be surprised.
There's a movie with Adam Sandler and Rachel from Friends.
Jennifer Aniston. There's a movie with them, and it's like a. Have you seen it? It's so funny. It's like a murder mystery comedy, and it's like they're at this place Probably
and like
not.
somebody dies.
I don't
like,
watch
somebody
movies.
died.
Oh, that's awesome. Why? Because I'm stupid.
Oh, I was like, why do you not like her? I'm like, you love Friends.
I love Friends. I love Jennifer Aniston. I just don't watch movies.
Man, you need to watch that one. It's so funny. Basically, they're on this like cruise thing or whatever it was, some kind of vacation, and everyone's dying every day. And so I thought this was the way that was going to go. I was like, dang, Mimi's going to be dead next because she's like so sweet, like a mouse, pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea how to pronounce her real name though.
I think Mimi.
Well, her real name was like Marigold or something like that.
Oh, that, yeah, no. I'm really glad it gave her a nickname.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, there's no way. I would read it like Moderna, and that'd be it. You know, like a medicine.
Yeah. Oh, so one of the characters, Sophie, the way she kept like describing the concierge and like page.
Is that the old lady?
The old lady
Yeah.
who lives in a little hut. Not hut. But
Yeah, but you know why
shed.
she hated her later on, right?
Who, the old lady or Sophie?
Sophie.
Sophie hated the old lady.
The concierge.
Yeah.
They're both old ladies.
Yeah.
But Sophie hated the concierge. You know why?
Because the concierge was Mimi's actual grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why the concierge stayed there. And I
Yeah.
think that's why Sophie hated her so
Well,
much.
what I was going to say is not that.
Sorry.
But the way she was like describing the concierge made it sound like the concierge was like, you know the game Hello Neighbor?
Yes.
The way because she explained the concierge as like this person who's like just jumps out of nowhere and just like comes running. And there's this one scene where, when was it? Jess was like leaving, I think. And she was heading towards the gate, and the concierge just busts out of the thing.
Yeah.
And she's just suddenly there, grabs her arm, and she's just like, come with me.
Yeah.
And, like, it was really giving.
That scared me.
Yeah.
It scared me
Little
really bad when I was reading that. I was just like, oh my gosh, she's gonna get murdered. I really can't stand Jess, though. Literally. Like, so, first...
No street smarts.
The blood and all that. I can see why Ben didn't want her to come visit. All that. And she's laying in the bed at night, and someone breaks in, and she pretends to be asleep.
Not gonna lie, I was gonna say I might do that too.
Okay, you could hide. You could get a weapon. You could
She
call
hid under the
911.
blanket.
That don't do you a lick of good, because listen, if you are in the bed and something starts coming at you, it's not like, putting your leg under the blanket and the demon ain't gonna see you no more because you're under a blanket. This is a real person we're talking about. You can obviously see a mound in the middle of the bed and realize, hey, there's a person in that. Let me go kill it.
You sure? Because your kid really thinks she disappears.
Bro, you know what? My kid's too. She can't wipe her own butt. I'm not going to trust anything she says. She calls me daddy, and I'm obviously not her father. So, no, for real, she's done that here lately because she goes, Dada. And I'm like, it's mama. And she's like, Dada. And I'm like, shut up. I'm your mother. I just went through 9 months and 18 hours of labor for you to call me Dada.
Oh, the whole book, I refused to believe Ben was dead.
I did too. I was like, there's no way. Like, somebody knows something, and he's somewhere. I didn't realize he was in the building.
There was the part of the book where, I don't remember whose point of view it was, but I think it was the concierge, because she remembers seeing the two guys take
A
body.
Yeah.
And, like,
bury it.
And bury it, and, like, my note was just like, ain't no way they buried this man's body in the backyard.
Yeah, like, in the flower bed.
In the flower bed.
Man, them flowers would be popping. That's some good compost right there. Yeah,
for sure. Oh my god. I just, like, that was, like, my note next to it. Like, I wrote that, like, initially. Like, I refused to believe Ben was dead. But then, like, later on, because also I ran out of room.
I really
was
wanted
just
to
like,
believe he's still alive.
I was like, ain't no way they buried him.
At that point, I wrote, I hope Ben had been kidnapped, but no, he did. Because, like, I thought that was him that they buried. At no point did I think it was going to be who it was.
Jacques.
Yeah, I don't know how you say that. I just call him Jack. At no point,
thing.
I had no idea it was him.
Really?
Because, like, they kept saying he's off in business. I'm like, man, what's he going to do when he gets back?
I got the kind of inclination that, like, something was up with him.
Yeah.
When Antman said, or he asked Nick, and he was like, have you heard from Father? And Nick was just like, yeah, he said, like, it was just some basic, vague message or something like that. Like,
yeah.
I'll be back soon. Or, not like, that's not what it was, but it
Hold
was
down
like
the
something.
fort while I'm gone.
Hold down the
type
fort
of
while I'm
deal.
gone. Something
Yeah.
simple. So, like, when he said, like, that's what he heard, and I think that's, Antman asked that question, like, twice, and that was still the same answer. I was just like, something's up.
Something's up, yeah.
Someone's up with this man.
I was like, man, stuff's burning down on the ground at home, and he's just on business.
Oh, but then, this was halfway through the book, and I remember this because I struggled to read this, but not because I wasn't interested. Because I read the prologue, and I was like, this is very promising.
Yes.
But it's the physical holding of a book.
Yeah.
That's my issue, and it's
that
just, it's hard to
this
sit
book,
still.
To me, kind of felt like it was repeating a bunch
little
of stuff.
It
Yeah.
felt like that. One of the reviews said it was a little long, and I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
Just a little, but
It was kind of like the same stuff over and over, but just worded different.
a little
Yeah.
because she was trying to be very like cryptic with everything,
Yeah.
so that like you couldn't figure it out.
worked.
It did.
I
It
didn't
worked
figure
really
it out.
well.
It worked. It almost worked too well because I was
Yeah.
like, is this book gonna end? Because I remember I was like getting closer to the end, and like I like to see where I'm at in the book, like
Yeah.
see where my bookmark is.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I'm halfway, 3/4 of the way, because my brain
Yeah.
likes to do that. And then I was like, I'm almost done, and I
Yeah.
still don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I was stressing.
But when we got like halfway through the book, as if we read it together, we did not.
Oui.
Oui.
Oh, oui, oui. Bonjour.
Halfway through the book is when we find out that everyone that lives in the building is family.
Yeah, like that. That was weird.
I was just like,
Alabama.
excuse me? I mean, that's kind of it, because,
Yeah.
I mean, like, majority of the people, I don't know, I say majority of the people, but, like, maybe not majority of the people, but, like, you have a house, and then, like, next door is your sister, across the street's your cousin, and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like,
Yeah, like my dad.
it's based, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say that, but,
Yeah, no.
yeah,
My dad's whole neighborhood is basically half my family tree.
pretty much.
So, yeah.
So, it reminded me of that, but, like, what was I saying? Yeah, so, like, the finding out that, like, they were all family, and I'm just like, is there any, did Benny Boy know?
No, I don't think he did.
He
yes,
did.
he did.
He did.
Yeah, he did. Okay.
And I'm just like, did he, like, not know, and then he found out, and that's why they, like, did something to him? Or, like...
No, I think Nick said, like, hey, I got this amazing place you can come stay at, and then
Yeah.
maybe found out while he was there.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think Nick explained it beforehand. Because I know Nick, like, Ben was getting, like, buddy-buddy with his dad,
Yeah.
and it was making Nick really jealous, because, like, his dad hated him.
Yeah.
And so, like,
Well,
Ben
and-
was just trying to get the scoop on the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I don't even know, was there a scoop on this, any kind of
They
story?
were using selling wine
that's
as
right, that's
a
right.
cover for sex trafficking.
That's what I wrote. I wrote Six Club, and then I wrote Wine Front.
It's giving GM Ferry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like to imagine that the inside. He never saw. Nobody saw the inside of the sex club. It just like vaguely explained it. But I like to imagine Beck and Fiona up in there. Beck and Leona up in there doing the diddly.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Anyways, Mimi starting to get stalkerish. I was kind of like, is it hers? Maybe it's just like a young girl
Little
infatuation. Like it's a
I-
little bit weird.
I mean, I get it, because that's me with celebrities, but I wasn't stalking them at their houses and staring at them through windows.
Yeah.
Mainly because I lived
just
across the
imagine her
country
being
from where the ones that I wanted, you know? So creepy.
That's just what I imagine her to be doing.
And, I mean, she drew him, too.
Yeah, she's like acting a little bit crazy, and she's like slashing
But I mean-
tires on his little moped or whatever it was.
Yeah.
whatever
So he
that
would,
thing was.
so she could follow him.
Yeah, she's like, it's so much easier to follow him on foot. Let me just slash his tires, and I'm like, sis, that's not it. Like,
Isn't that illegal?
yeah, yeah. But if you do 3 instead of all 4, insurance won't cover it, so they'll have to pay out. Don't ask me how I know that. So they'll have to pay out of pocket for that. But yeah, no. Then she like painted pictures of him and then slashed him with a knife.
Well, that's after she found out that her mom was
Boinking.
having sex with him.
Yeah.
And oh my god, and she was in the closet when that happened.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Like, it's one thing knowing that your parent is being, that's, what do you call that? Yeah, boinking your crush, but like to actually see it.
Be in the physical same room, because, you know, she could have been watching it from the window.
Yeah, because like all the windows are open to the house. A building, whatever.
Well, he used to have curtains, but
yeah,
that they got used to carry around and hide Jacques' body.
Yeah,
but physically being in the closet and then her having to like run while they were in the shower because
obviously, what if they find you in the closet? Yeah,
like that. I kind of felt bad for her though, because like she bought lingerie just for him.
Yeah, she's wanting him to take her V card.
Yeah,
and then she went to tell him that, and then I think they were coming in, so she hid and witnessed them having intercourse together. And then I put old lady Sophie like speaking blackmailed personally as a fellow stay-at-home mom. No, just no, dude. Because she's like, oh, I don't have anything to do, and then like a blackmail. She's like, oh my god, yay, someone sees me, and I'm like, bro, no, that's not it. That's not flattering. And then I put Ben as boinking Sophie, the old lady man, and Nick also was sexual with Ben.
And yeah, like I literally like when we were learning all that, I was just like, dang, he making his way all around that family.
Yeah. Literally, they were like in Amsterdam, and they're like, we don't talk about Amsterdam. Ben just gives him a blowjob.
In an alley!
Nick gives Ben a blowjob because they're high, and they're like just in an alley. And then Nick's like, don't tell my dad. And then they stop talking after that. But,
well, at least he didn't tell his dad.
Yeah, Ben is boinking Sophie. Nick also was sexual with Ben. Mimi wants to be boinking Ben. Dominique, Antonio's wife, was boinking Camille, Mimi's roomie. The only people not getting any is Antoine, Jack, and Jess. You know, Jacques, how do you say that? That's the only people not getting any in this book. And Jess actually got it.
Lie. Jess got it.
Jess got it.
Jess got it at the end.
Antoine, and Jackie didn't get anything. I can't say that. Yeah, but pretty much everybody in this book was like just one big circle when it comes to relationships.
Yeah. Circle of life.
Yeah. They're just like, I could do you. I could probably do you. I did her. So, I'm just like, bro.
Yeah, they did. That was the one thing. They all had motive.
Yeah. Did Mimi come on to Ben before or after he was sleeping with her mom? Because I remember he kind of like brushed her off like, you're kind of young. Did the affair with her mom, start right after that?
It wasn't an affair. Well, okay, it was an affair.
It was an affair because she's married.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I realized that while I was in the middle of saying it. Okay.
Yeah. So, just because, Daddy Dearest is buried in the backyard and he wasn't dead at this point.
No, not yet.
Yeah. Well, she, at this point, she's just getting it on because her husband works all the time and she's a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
She could have got a hobby or something.
They weren't Mimi and Ben weren't pursuing each other. Because
Mimi was pursuing Ben.
Ben was pursuing, but they weren't mutually.
It wasn't received.
It wasn't received.
Yeah.
Because if you recall the one scene with Sophie, she knocked on Ben's door and she was just very uncertain about it. She knocked on his door and he let her in and he's just like, I've been waiting for this moment,
Yeah.
Because he wanted to.
He likes cougars.
Yeah, he's a cougar.
He's into
also
cougars.
He's a little gay.
Yeah.
So he's bi.
Well, I don't know, because he was high, and then he got that, and then he was like, oh man, don't worry about it. But I don't think he pursued anything after that with males.
Which is probably why Nick was sad.
Yeah. For some reason, my mind went to my husband, because his name is Nick, and I was like, that doesn't track. But then I remember this guy's name, Nick. Anyways.
One of the notes I had about Amsterdam, though.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we were not you and me, but me and my godmother. Oh, yeah, we. That's what we gotta do for the rest of the episode. We.
Just randomly.
So my godmother.
I'm sorry, your godmother, yeah.
My godmother and I went to Amsterdam, and I remember one of the things that we were told when we were, walking around is to be careful about any of the food that we eat, because some of the stuff was basically, edibles, so, there was weed in them.
Oh, man, they should do that here in America.
But it's not legal everywhere. Well, technically,
it could be.
What I understand from what I was told during a tour guide, which anyone from Amsterdam who I know doesn't listen right now, but maybe in the future, I went on a tour with this guy who had been living in Amsterdam for 4 years.
Yeah.
And he was telling us how, prostitution.
Yeah.
Well, in this book, it said that prostitution wasn't allowed.
That's everywhere, though. I don't think it's allowed anywhere.
Or like, illegal is what I meant.
Yeah.
But he said that, like, weed, for sure weed. Weed is not legal in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
But it's not illegal. It's just tolerated, but also regulated.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not like, I mean...
You can do it, and it's not you can't do it. It's
like, it's regulated.
gray.
Which is something that's, like, I feel like for certain things, like, that's, like, a really good thing to have. Because, like, if you're regulating it, but you're not, like, completely denying it to people...
Yeah.
People are probably going to be receptive to that.
Yeah.
You know?
Because, I mean, these two guys were walking down the road smoking weed.
Yeah.
You can't do that here.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what state you're in.
Yeah. Now.
I was very antsy, even though, like, I was really antsy to find out what was happening, even though it took me, like, forever and a month to, like, read this book. But, like, I was just really, like, anxious to find out, like, what was happening. But, like, I couldn't physically sit down to read it. What did you...
Oh, because I was reading this, and I said the only people not getting it on are them three. And then 2 notes later, I put, never mind, Jess got busy with Theo.
I'm still really sad. I mean, it's just the romance novel reader in me. Like, I was really hoping that Jess and Theo would end up together.
I was really hoping too, yeah.
And I got really sad when they didn't, and she was just going off to... Where the hell did she go?
Bye-bye.
Milan.
I don't know. Yeah. Ben has been dead upstairs all along. Ew.
I kept thinking, like, wouldn't his, like, body be decaying,
That's what I
smelling,
thought
and bringing
too.
flies?
Yeah.
I was just
Because
like...
usually you only get, like, a couple days before you start smelling.
Yeah.
And, like, swelling and all that shit, you know? And
the flies.
Yeah, the flies.
You would know. I've seen, like, those videos online where they would, like, show that, like, dead body... Well, or, like, even, like, episodes of, like, SVU.
What kind of videos are you watching online?
They just pop up on my Facebook feed.
Yeah.
It's... But, like, they'll be... Or usually it's, like, SVU or something like that. And, like, or Station 19.
Yeah.
Where they'd done it, where they'd go to a house, and this one lady, it was definitely an episode of Station 19, where this lady was complaining, they respond to the thing, and she's just like, I've been trying to get rent from this guy for I don't know how long, blah, 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 and he's not responding, so they knocked on the door, but, like, they saw all the flies in the window, so they were just like... Because he dead.
Yeah. Well, my dad being an investigator, he's always explained to me, like, bodies, you die, then you swell, then you burst, and then the smell. Yeah, my dad has showed me photos and stuff before. I'm like, I really didn't need to see that. But yeah, I remember one time, I was outside playing with my siblings, when, like, I still lived with him, and he walked outside and took one smell, like, on his way to work, and he said, it smelled like a dead body out here. And the next day, we found out that our next door neighbor in the trailer had died, like, 2 weeks prior. Ooh. And it was summer, and he didn't have the air conditioner on when he died. Yeah. And people bought that, and they're living in it now. And I'm just like, I'd burn it down. I'd burn it.
Because I passed by the area.
Yeah.
You know? They've cleaned it out a lot. They're finally, like, living in it.
Yeah, I noticed that the last time I went to go visit my dad, and I drove past, and I was just like, ugh. Does it not smell? Because he was in there for a while, like at least a week.
They've done a lot of cleaning and burning of stuff.
I bet, yeah. Yeah, but no, that's what I thought of immediately was trailer dude next to my dad. Because they're like, oh, his dead body's been upstairs. And then they're like, just kidding, Ben lives. Wait, Ben was buried. Huh? Dude, Ben. What? I think it wasn't it like the dad was trying to kill Ben, and then Mimi was like,
she saw it, and
her dad.
Yeah. And she, like, blacked out and had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
And her mom was just like, well...
The mom walked in.
Was just like, it's okay, dear, just...
Go take a shower, honey. Mommy clean this.
And Mommy did clean this.
Mommy did it really well.
So did Grandma.
Well. Mommy ate. Yeah, then the sons... I found it really messed up how the mom wrapped up their dad and was like,
made their
this
sons...
is Ben, bury him. And the guys are just like, okay.
She didn't explicitly say it was Ben.
They just assumed
because it was his apartment and there was blood.
Yeah.
So they were just like, oh, Ben. So then when they find out,
and they're like, oh my gosh, Mimi killed Ben, but really, no.
Well, I don't know if they knew it was Mimi.
I don't think she was there at that point. No, because Nick walked in, it was just the mom and the mess.
The concierge probably escorted Mimi upstairs, maybe.
No, I think Mimi went by herself, and I think the concierge just happened to see them burying a body through the window.
No, the concierge was helping her, I think.
Was she? Okay, I don't remember.
Because she, like...
Again, this was months ago for me. I'm surprised I remember as much as I do.
You're fine. But I'm pretty sure, like, Sophie heard the commotion, and she saw it, and then, like, the concierge, because she sees everything, like, hello, neighbor.
Yeah. And Mimi, being her granddaughter, she has incentive to help.
Yeah.
Clean it
Yeah.
up. You know, yeah.
So I think she helped her, like, shower to get rid of all the blood. But I knew my boy Benny Boy was alive. And I had a feeling, too, like, I don't know when. This was before we found out that they were running a sex club.
Yeah.
But I had a feeling that Jacques was probably going to be dead and that his child's killed him. I wrote child's because I don't know if it was one or all of them.
One or all,
two
yeah.
or whatever.
I assumed it was probably going to be Nick or
Antoine.
Yeah. Antman over there because they hated their dad. That and Antman is like a drunk abuser because he had a wife. I'm pretty sure he beat. I don't know if they were married. They were living together, but she left because she's having an affair with Camille. He was really angry all the time, and she had random bruises on her. I don't know if they assumed he beat her and like he didn't, or if he did.
It wasn't explicitly stated.
Yeah. But yeah, she was covered in bruises, and it turns out she was sleeping with Mimi's roommate, like her buddy.
Yeah.
So like Mimi kicked
That
Camille
was a twist.
out. Yeah. Mimi kicked Camille out, and then
She was just
what
like...
was her name? Dominique.
She was just like, I'm just gonna go live with Dominique because Dominique and I are like together.
We're lovers. I can't deal with this drama.
Dominique finally has her own place.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I imagined Camille.
Yeah. She was like a party girl because she kept throwing parties and stuff like that throughout the book. All she did was drink and do drugs like the entire book.
You know, it kind of reminds me of me and my ex-roommate.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
Except I'm not psycho stalker like Mimi.
Are you though?
No.
Do you ever black out and not remember what you did?
I've got short-term memory issues.
You could be stabbing your daddy and nobody would know it.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Except your dad. Your dad would probably know it.
True. But, you know, my dad ain't stabbing the man of my dreams, you know?
Yeah, you know?
My man of my dreams, you know, because she even though Benny Boy was screwing Mommy Dearest.
What would you do if you were dating a guy, find out that he's screwing your mom?
Excommunication everywhere.
And just be like, disown?
You can have her.
Dismember?
You can have her.
I don't know what I would do. I'd probably...
No.
It's between burning the house down while they're currently in it or driving off a bridge myself. One of the two. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, one last thought before we get to buzzwords.
Oh, okay.
Not the concierge taking Sophie's dog.
She did, didn't she? She was like,
yeah,
you're mine.
I had no idea how to pronounce the name of that dog, but I knew it was a whippet. But it was like Benoit or something like that.
I read it as Benoit.
Benoit.
I don't know why I named that.
Let's find out. I'm kind of curious.
Isn't Benoit wine?
I'm
I'm pretty sure Benoit's a wine. I could be just completely dumb.
How?
Why is it showing up a wrestler when I look at Benoit? Okay,
I think you got it right.
That's what I pulled up when I looked at Benoit images. I don't know why. Benoit.
In English, it's Benedict.
Eggs Benedict! Only my true Markiplier fans would understand that. Benoit is a distinctive masculine name of Latin origin meaning blessed and the one who says the good.
Oh. Well, he must be a very good boy. He's a dog.
Good boy. Yeah, but no, I read it as Benoit, but Eggs Benedict is, or Benedict, not Eggs Benedict.
It is Eggs Benedict.
That's ruined my mind now. His name is actually Eggs Benedict?
No, not the dog. The dog's name is...
No, like, who are you talking about? Is there a person named
You said Eggs Benedict.
Yeah, it's on...
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
It's on a Five Nights at Freddy's game.
Oh.
Yeah, and like in one of the games, you're supposed to select your name, and it's like, I'm having trouble, with a keypad. Did you type Eggs Benedict? And it like gives you yes or yes. So your name's Eggs Benedict in the game.
Nice.
Anyways, buzzwords.
I buzz comments. Me. You got buzzwords, I got comments,
You
okay?
just gotta color outside of the box, don't you?
Yes. I wrote, got really good at the end. It really kept you, guessing throughout the entire time. Because it was just, you'd read one point of view and it's kind of just well, they definitely have motive. Yeah. But then you'd read someone else's point of view and it's well, they definitely have motive, too.
Everybody had motive in this
Everyone
house.
had motive.
Yeah.
And then at the end, everyone was kind of in on it.
Yeah.
But
Either knowingly or not knowingly.
And then, I mean, like I said, I struggled to get through only because, like, I was interested, but it's just holding a physical book. Like, I contemplated buying the Kindle book, but because the Kindle book costed much as the book that I've bought.
Yeah.
I mean, I did that with Blow Me Down. I bought the Kindle version even though it was more, but like $5.
Yeah.
Compared to 15.
Yeah.
You know. So, I struggled, but only for that reason. So, I got really good at the end, and it kept you guessing throughout the entire thing.
My buzzwords were wild, plot twist, thrilling, and nerve-wracking.
Surprised you didn't put Paris in there.
I should have.
You know, I kept trying to, like, figure out how to pronounce the Paris.
The
French words.
Oh!
Because they wrote a lot of French words in there.
Yeah.
Like, as I know, like, Kava is, like, how are you or something like that.
Yeah. Kava.
But I don't know.
I know bonjour.
Bonjour.
And I know the TikTok meme. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, you know?
That's Italian, though.
Oh, is it Italian?
Mm-hmm.
Is this Italian? I thought that was French. Oh, I've been doing this the whole time.
I did that in France, though.
Oh, oui.
My godmother bought a dishcloth.
Yeah.
From Paris. And
Paris?
I bought a beret.
Ooh.
So I had that on. I had the
Fancy.
dishcloth over my arm like this, and I was just like...
Oh, I love that picture. I think that may actually be my contact photo for you.
It's not. I guarantee you it's not. I don't know what it is, but I know it's not.
It used to be. Oh, no, now it's you hugging a statue.
Oh, it's me hugging a statue now?
Yeah.
I thought it was me with the hat, imitating my brother.
It was that, and then it was also the Paris thing for a while, and then now it's you hugging a statue.
Do you want to know what mine is for you?
What is it? Is it one of my children, or is it me?
Yes.
Oh, it's my children and me. I know your screensaver is Elizabeth looking like she's zonked out of her brain.
Yeah. It's this photo.
That's on an apron for my brother. Every year I give my brother a Christmas present with my face on it, and that was one of them. I don't know what I'm going to do this year. I think I have an idea, actually.
What'd you get last year? A sweatshirt?
I got him a shirt, and it was me in a maternity photo shoot, and my favorite hobby is whale watching. But he's just mad because it looks like I'm in lingerie because it was a maternity shoot. So, like, you're obviously showing off your belly. And he's like, I can't wear that. You're basically in your underwear. Anyways, never mind that it's calling a pregnant lady fat. It's because I'm wearing underwear.
I mean, how different is it from a bikini, though?
It was covering more than
Sorry. It's 9 o'clock.
Oh, it was covering more than a bikini would.
It's true.
Anyways, we keep getting off track.
What'd you rate it?
Oh, I shut my book.
I'm sorry.
Why didn't you ask me before I shut my book? Sorry for the 3 out of 5. Good, but rather dragging on. Yeah,
Okay,
I've been getting 3s out of it.
I was debating on what to give it.
It wasn't a 4, but it wasn't a 2.
I wanted to give it a 4, but I was just like, I feel like I give 4s for quite a lot of stuff that I've read, not just stuff we did on the podcast.
4.25 for everything. Yeah,
I did a 4.5 for this though.
4.5.
I really did like it. It was really promising in the beginning.
Yeah,
and I
was
really interested.
Yeah, it caught my attention like that, but it kind of fizzled out.
It's the whole physical book thing. That was my issue.
Yeah. I lost it where she was creeping down into the cellar. Like, that's exactly where I lost.
Oh, because Nick also found out Sophie was screwing Ben, too.
Yeah.
Through that.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's, like, mad because he's like, I brought you into my family, and so far all you've done is ruin it, that's why I think Ben kind of deserved it, because he was using Nick to get close to his family to get a scoop. Yeah. Yeah, that really gave me that. He kind of deserved it.
Yeah.
But, he didn't die, so that's pretty lit.
So, yeah, I gave it 4.5.
I gave it 3.
I was feeling generous.
Yeah. What was the overall rating? Do you remember?
3.55.
So, roughly kind of what we did.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys for listening to our annoying selves again. I don't know why you're still here.
Yee.
Big preach. Anyways, we will be in Summerton for the Summerton Book Fest, October 14th at 9 a.m.
That's in Alabama.
In Alabama. Yeah, I keep forgetting to say that. Summerton, Alabama. We'll have merch and hopefully have like a little meet and greet. We might like to meet some of you guys if you like us. If you want to come to Alabama or come to Summerton if you are in Alabama. We have email at biblioaudiopod@gmail.com.
And our Instagram's at biblioaudiopodcast.
I don't know why I can't remember that. It's literally 4 more letters than the previous thing that I say.
Yeah.
Anyways, we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
How do you say bye in French?
Ciao.
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 No, that's Italian, isn't it?
No,
Hang on a minute.
it's French too.
Oh, how to say goodbye in French? Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Aardvark.
Au revoir.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure you can say ciao too.
Oh, au revoir.
It's au revoir is
I
like,
sound like a dying dog, but oh no, that guy that says "or nor." That's what we sound like. That guy on
Yeah.
TikTok.
au revoir.
Au revoir.
Ciao.
Ciao. I'm pretty sure that's Italian because I used to say ciao a lot because I thought I was cool.
No, I spelled it wrong.
Au revoir is how you say it. Okay, so au revoir.
Let's switch that.
Bonne nuit.
Bonne nuit.
Not bonne nuit.
I was gonna say buona
Bon
notte, but
sorry.
that's Italian.
Salut.
Okay, I mean it's Italian for sure, but I'm pretty sure you can say bye.
Ciao is an Italian word in origin, but you also hear people in French use it. It is casual goodbye, similar to salute.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. All right, au revoir.
Au revoir. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
You can't say it.
How do you listen? Let me get back. Au revoir.
Au
That's what this says.
revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au
Aardvark.
revoir. This is like Phoebe trying to teach Joey how to speak French.
Au revoir.
Tout est le
Au
soir.
revoir. This is au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Okay. All right, one more time.
Au
Revoir.
revoir. Au revoir.
Arriba.
Yeah.
Close enough. Close enough. Okay. Bye.
Bye.